witch in the kitchen. I'm trying to maintain my branding, okay? There's a point where people will say, oh, that's the witch with the hat, right? And I don't know of anybody else that does it, but this is a very integral, important part of who we are. I mean, you think about it, it is a symbol, right? The hat, the black cat. So I'm going to wear this today, even though we have been celebrating Yuletide. I'm trying to get the camera in a place where you can see me and where I'm working, because today I want to make a mulling spice kit. I'm okay. I put on Jeffree Star's red eyeshadow, which is a bugaboo. Red eyeshadow, do it first because it fell down on my cheeks and a wonderful mess. I got this when I went to the store, and I got the coconut milk for that recipe that I first made, the eggnog. And I put a pumpkin pie in the oven, and I made a pumpkin pie. It was frozen. And so then I actually found this cake plate that my daughter left behind when she moved away, and I put that here on the breakfast bar. But I'm going to move it over to the counter for now. So if you are new here, welcome. My name is Sabrina. I am a pagan witch, and I have been making videos. The past 15 videos have been about Yule and Yuletide, and I've been telling the story as I have been reviewing and relearning and expanding not only what this season is about and where it comes from, but sharing with you that just about 2 short years ago, I learned that I have Germanic blood, and that my grandmother on my mother's side, my mother's mother, was not Irish as she had told us, but in fact was German. So I've been learning that it's a German Nordic celebration with the story of Wotan, the father of all gods, Odin, and whether or not there is some truth to that or not, you know, only time will tell. Maybe there were some aliens from a place called Asgard. Now, I've been feeling very bored and very restless, and so I exercised again today. This was my second day so far this week. I did not exercise Friday or Saturday, and I kind of should have, because, you know, I was sitting here bored. It's freaking cold outside. It's like 10 degrees above zero, and I don't really want to go out and do DoorDash in that kind of weather. So I got this. It's similar to Liquid IV. It's not quite the same, but it's another product that is similar. It's called Halo, and it's got electrolytes, vitamin C, and 72 trace minerals, which will replace what I've lost while I was sweating here. So let me get my glass and bang everything around really loudly. My plans with my friend fell through, so all her stuff is up here on the breakfast bar so that my fabulous felines don't tear it apart on the floor. Which is how it, whoa. Which is how it goes. I've also had a little bit of a rude awakening, and I think that's something I'm going to share with you right now before we start with this recipe here, and that is endings, okay? Endings, new beginnings, they happen all the time. Like I said, every night when we lay our head down, that's the end of that day. And tomorrow is the beginning of a new day. So I boil my water to try to get some of the chemicals out of it. This is a nice big glass. Water really goes fast, you know, with me giving the felines their water and then me my water. The reason I say felines all the time is you need to understand Jade does not believe she is a CAT. Okay, Jade is human. She is my daughter. When my friend Tanya was here, and she mentioned, you know, what a lovely CAT. Yes, she got scolded. She really got scolded. So, I have an ice machine, and I drop the ice every time. Ice is so, I don't know, it's big and awkward, and my hands are little. So nobody has commented. I don't know why. I have asked, what are you doing over Yuletide? I did have one viewer tell me that she was making things. I think I might have had another viewer tell me something, and then a friend did call me and talk to me about being an empty nester. And so anyway, the Rude Awakening was someone that I have sort of opened a door in order to become congenial and friendly-like. And because people like me, I want to talk about that as well, that are so busy working and taking care of an incredible amount of material responsibilities, which now they're starting to get a little bit less, have a hard time really connecting with others and establishing friendships. And I'm hoping next year can create some harmonious friendships. 2022 is a 6, and that can indicate harmonious friendships, an easier time, but there might be, you know, a little bit of problematic things to go through, upsetting things to go through first. Now, over the years, I have maintained somewhat of a friendship with my ex, but, you know, it very quickly got to the point where he wasn't respecting my privacy, you know, or my time. And once I moved into this studio apartment, I once again was in a building that was supposed to be secure, right? There's a door, there's 2 doors, an outside door, an inside door, and a lobby where you have to buzz someone for them to let you in. However, that doesn't stop anybody from holding the door or letting you in. And so, you know, they can show up at your door unannounced. This is something that, for whatever reason, well, I did go through a period of when I realized I lost my car and I had to sell my house, that I did need help. And my friend Tanya helped me. And then my ex was also helping me. You know, he does have some good traits, but when it comes to respecting me as a person in my personal life and not being his wife anymore, there were no boundaries. Very, very little. There was some in the beginning, but lately, as I've been over here on the ground floor, and again, he's been coming over unannounced, and I've been having, you know, boundaries putting up a little bit more, we're back to the same issue of him not listening or taking no for an answer, and I'm the bad guy. And it's similar to the person that I had to in the relationship with recently. Even after 2 months, that person, now Spirit led me to find a huge box of puppy pads, so I took it over there. And this was to remind me of something that I've heard in the past. You cannot be too nice to someone that you have broken up with for a very good reason. Either because they are possessive, or they have some type of a chemical substance abuse, right? They have an addictive type of a personality, or a narcissistic disorder, or something like that. You cannot be too nice to them, because they'll just all of a sudden act like they live here and we're in a relationship. I'm laughing because I've already done my crying about it today. So, I have to make myself unavailable, not answer the phone, not respond to texts. And if he does show up over here, I'm going to have to make it very clear that you can't just come over here. We've been down this road before, and then, things changed and I was desperate and I needed help. That's really no excuse, but sometimes you have to put up with some shit because you're in the shits yourself, He would come by to my mobile home and, have come in with groceries, right? And open the door, he'd bring in bags of groceries, set them down, and then he would leave. But that wasn't all the time. You're not obligated to violate your personal space, your body, and what you want and you don't want, just because someone has given you some money or some groceries. And unfortunately, there are circumstances where if you don't have anybody else to step in and say, hey, you're going too far, we have to do it. When my mother was very, very sick and she really resigned herself to the bed, she had some issues herself. She was an addictive personality. She went from alcoholism to pills. She never did stay on the program. She, resigned herself to the bed so she could save most of her money. So, it was from one extreme to the other. It's called cross-addicting. Sorry, I just got out of the shower. She felt like she was obligated to the people that were coming in to clean her house, that were complaining about their financial circumstances. And no matter how many times I told her, look, you have to draw the line. You have to tell them it's inappropriate for you to be talking to me about your personal problems and your personal financial problems. And stop asking me for money. She couldn't do that. She was one of those that did not respect anybody's boundaries, and I dealt with that for many, many years. And one reason that I had it with this female was that I was never going to go down that road again, and she was doing it. So no one should be showing up at your door unannounced. Just because someone has your phone number doesn't mean that they should be calling you. So I took the box of puppy pads over to her manager and I put it in a Christmas bag. And I wrote her a note. And what I said was, I just want you to know I don't harbor any animosity towards you. I did yell at her quite a bit on the evening before I told her I don't want to talk to you anymore. I can't help you anymore. But, when they're in denial, they don't really admit anything. You're the bad guy. And that is what happened yesterday with my ex. And, you You're better off in a situation even like my mother, who had money. She was socking it away. Telling someone, look, you come in here to help me, to clean. Not to talk to me about your personal problems. So I end up calling that company and telling them, not only was this woman constantly badgering my mother, who never told you about it, but she gave her money. And of course, it was not returned. I don't know, a couple of weeks later, I guess. And so they fired her. That is what should have happened weeks earlier. No one should be badgering you for money, showing up at your house. So, my female friend got the puppy pads, and I had run into someone she knew at the mall. He's in a wheelchair. He's in another vulnerable position. However, because, she'll go with him out to outings and such, he's got a part-time girlfriend, according to him, and she gave him my phone number. And he's texting me, and I said, I already told you the situation when I ran into you at the mall. I am not speaking to her anymore. I'm not friends with her anymore. We're not compatible. He said, well, she wants you to call her. I'm like, so surprise, surprise, right? She can't call you because you've got her blocked. See what I'm talking about? I said, that's right. That is for a very good reason. And he said, okay, I'm sorry. Well, he is not demonstrating strong self-respect, and she is insisting that he continue to bother me. And so he was continually texting me saying, well, why can't you this and why can't you that? And I said, look, I've already told you. First of all, I never gave you my number. He said, well, I'm not going to give it to anyone, or I'm not going to use it. I said, you're using it right now. I never gave you my number. Megan doesn't have the right to give it out. How do we do this? Spice Islands. Supposed to be pretty easy. Fill the infused ball with Mulling spices and cloves. Okay. I know I talked to a lot of you guys, but I felt it was important. And oh, look at that! Oh my gosh! Now I finally have a tea infusing ball. I've got loose teas up here. I've got lemon balm, wintergreen, yarrow. Yarrow I want to mix with peppermint because yarrow and peppermint will relieve pain, and they work together better than alone. They have the synergistic effect. And the reason that I know is because when I was on death's bed with my gallbladder, I was drinking a tea that had yarrow and peppermint. And I was dissecting all of the ingredients that were in that tea. So I'm looking forward to trying that. Ah, look at this. From Sweet Soapery downtown, I have peppermint. Okay. Yay! All right. That's a lot of smelling spices. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know why I'm not getting a lot of comments. I am getting more views than I have in the past, but I'm really I'm really not getting a lot of comments. All right, that's, oh my gosh. Woo, that's a lot of spices, guys. All right, so how do you open this? We need to pause for a commercial. You guys, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, there's a lever. Got to pull this lever to the side and then open the ball. So I'm going to take some of these spices here, put it in the ball. I think I need a plastic container. Well, are you there? Don't leave me. Here we go. That is a lot. Whoa, 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 guys. That is a lot. Okay, I've never used a ball before, so I suppose I need to kind of fill up both sides. No? All right, close it. Close the lever. That's what it said to do. Fill the ball and then close it. All right. Place into a pot filled with 1 quart of apple cider or apple juice and bring to a boil. All right. If you bring you with me over here. I have to go to the refrigerator. All right, this thing was so big that I could not stand it up in my refrigerator. So it's leaked a little bit from the top here. $1.5 liters. What's that? I don't know, but this will be good for regulating my blood sugar. So I've got it on the bigger burner in the front. I'm going to put it on medium. I'm going to put this ball in there. Got a little hook here on the side. I'm going to open it a little bit. Hook it on there. And that's it for now. Reduce the heat to a low simmer and steep for 30 minutes or until the desired spice strength is achieved. Look at all that. What am I going to do with all this? Holy cow. This is great. Let me know, what else I could do, if you know what else I could do with this. Why do you think they gave me so much? Have you done this? What do you suggest? Okay, everyone, it's done. It's very good. This is unfiltered apple juice, Martinelli's. Now, it doesn't really have as much of that spice clove flavor that I would expect. I put the ball in my cup here. Next time I'd have to use half the amount of apple juice for 1 ball full of spices. But yeah, give it a try, and there's no alcohol in this one. This is a healthy drink. Cheers!